It's late. However, I just hit a milestone and I'm sort of like gonna totally just leave this here and like totally just go get in the shower and go to bed, and so like totally leave this like right here. Yeah, I'm glad nobody's here because it's actually goofy. However, yeah, trying to pick up those hours. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And as you can see, I'm tired, but it's all good. Yeah, just sitting here listening to music. I was eating potato chips. Sort of glad nobody's in here. I just need the hours. But if you'd like to talk, we certainly can. Oh, nah, I don't want to surprise you with that. What is that? Is that a number? Oh, thank goodness nobody's in here. I don't want anybody to be a voyeur, just sitting there without saying anything. You know, like a boatload of numbers of people over there, and they're just watching. Man, oh man, the Shevitz. That's good. It's 12:42 and there's no humans. Maybe I should just cover that up. Let you guys listen. No, 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 no. I'm only doing this because I need my hours. I don't know who that is, but I hope that you are a comrade. Someone that is kind and friendly. So what we're going to do is we're going to, yeah, just, chill out, relax. That's pretty much it. If I put on my music to do this, you guys would just be bored out of your gourd. Okay, so we're totally into the whole voyeurism thing. No hello? Oh God, this is creepy. Well, you can just sit there and we'll chill. Feels a little periscopian-ish. Where we just sort of chill. Oh my gosh, there's two people here now. Well, I'm glad you guys came to the party with me. We're getting these hours up for the good old Lockhart perspective. And we are here just here to party down. I would dance, but I don't want to, you guys will get jealous and you'll be trying to do my moves, and I can't have that. But I can say that it's all good. I know I have those dance moves, and I'm sure you guys have heard about them. Well, I used to go to the Fred Astaire dance classes of hip hop extraordinaire, and they were awesome. Yes, they loved me out there. Fred Astaire, ooh la la. I'm so glad you are. But I'm sure you are a YouTuber as well. I'm trying to get these hours up. You know what I'm saying? And it's really like a job. And thank goodness, I guess I can see one bit of silver lining, Peaches, in this situation with not having to get up and go anywhere in the morning. Yeah, I could just sit up. You know what I'm saying? I could just sit up a little bit longer and just chill out. Throw a topic out there. We got a number you guys can call if you want to talk to, if you feel like you want to chat or have something to say, or sometimes we can be a little. It's like we're an insomniac. We can't go to sleep. Got so much on your mind sometimes. That's not my situation tonight. I just decided that I was going to push and get these hours where they need to be because it's not like it was a long time ago. And so now you know you really got to work to get the hours where they need to be because I don't really like making videos that are really, really long. You know what I mean? I think, if you're going to come to the channel, I don't want them to be like 4 hours long or an hour long video or 45-minute. I think you get tired, but there's a lot of good information that's out there right now. And so right now, I'm just making sure that, you know, we get our presence known. That's all. So in a minute, you're actually going to only hear background and you will not see anything. But I needed to make sure that I let everybody know what it was that you were going to be seeing so that you wouldn't think you was tripping. You're not tripping. We're about to just allow you to listen to the music and relax. It's actually a channel here on YouTube, and their information will be in the description box once this is over. But prior to that, I think I can just go on ahead and stick it in there in the description comment box. All right, you guys enjoy the music, and it's just gonna be live from here on out. All right, no humans, no faces, none of that stuff, just music. All right. That was a nice song. That was a really nice song. Peaches, you still here? Because I'm eating M&Ms. I could just take the M&M cover off the doggone camera. All right. Now I'm leaving the room. Oh, hey. Look like Peach is going to be the ride and die, y'all. Peach is the ride and die. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what kind of weather y'all having, Peaches, but this weather been crazy out here. Some of it, like today, it was sunny, and then it had a storm at the same time. I don't understand that at all. Sunny with a storm. Boy. Never heard of nothing like that in my life. Oh, you in Texas. I love Texas. I lived out there a long time ago. I have a brother, a sister, and my stepmom are out there. Different parts. Oh, and one of my very good friends, she's out there too. She does hair out there. Forgot the name of her spot though, but yeah. I have a lot of people in Texas. Yeah, that hurricane is still coming through there, huh? Is it turned everything into tornadoes now though? So it's like everything is like tornadoes. Oh wow, that is a big difference. Gary, Indiana, and Texas are like night and day, honestly, in a lot of respect, in a lot of ways. Okay, cool. We got tornado warnings, like Georgia, the tips of Georgia, and um, parts of Alabama. They had a lot of tornado warnings from the aftermath of good old Laura. Not cool, but so you're from Gary, Indiana. Oh, Michael Jackson, Gary, Indiana. Oh, in Alabama, and you talk about hot. It's like Africa hot. It ain't no joke. When it gets hot here, ooh, Lord of mercy. Texas, some parts of Texas, yes, all of Texas is like a desert hot. And then some of the places had a substandard air conditioning when we lived out there. You had to run it all day. We had an older place. We ended up getting a really nice, up to date place, but the first place was like really an older place. And so they had those in the window at this time, it was years ago, in the window air conditioners. You'd be burning up in that place. You be in there, you be in there sweating. You get out the shower and you sweating. Okay? That kind of hot. That's ridiculous. While you trying to put your lotion on, you're sweating. You got sweat dripping all down your face. Crazy. Gee whiz. 95. So pretty much you're like a Texan now. Yeah, I think after 10 years, when you've been in a state, then you be just come, you're just an honorary, like how some people get an honorary doctorate. You honorary. Honorary. Ooh, I don't like this song. It look creepy. Oh, it doesn't sound bad though. Yeah, you came there in 95, pretty much a Texan. However, I will say this: when we move places as adults, you really don't feel like you're that an inhabitant of that city. You are still just visiting in a lot of ways because you figure home will always be home. Ooh, girl, you ain't said nothing but a word. I remember I used to, when I had all my wigs and stuff, as soon as I started, I'm out of it now, thank God. I get a flash every now and then, but it's past. But I remember I would take off everything. I'd come in from work, taking off the hat, taking off the wig. I call a wiglet, taking off the wiglet, throwing off the shoes, running straight to the shower. Oh my gosh. Women, we go through so many different things. Oh, we go through so much. Yes, we do. We go through so much. So when it comes to that, I do understand it. Had it, been there, done that. Craziness. Just crazy. Feel the heat of it all. I mean, you need baking soda, you need everything. You can't use talc or powder no more. You got to do something to keep the skin dry and to keep yourself cool down. But they do have some creams. My godmother was telling me about this. It's like a hormone type of cream. I never ended up using it, but she did tell me about it. I never had to use it though. Okay, I do understand. I do understand. I do get it. I do get it. Trust and believe it. I'm telling you, shoot. I had one day I got off work and I had this beautiful big fluffy went on. Girl, it was so hot. I got in that car and threw that thing off and flung it to the back seat. I took it right off my head and threw it to the back seat and kept driving. I was like, Lord have mercy, it's in the middle of after work traffic. I hope none of these folks don't see me. But I really didn't care. It was just too hot. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't understand. We really go through a lot of it. I'm telling you, girl, I took that son of a gun and flung it right over my shoulder and it went right to the back seat. Right to the back seat. Why are you not in the bed, sir? Gee willikers. Yeah, buddy. Here, open. Give me your glass. Okay, I'll see you later. Drink this. You wet your whistle, and then you scram, kids. Scram. My grandkids are over here. And Mama came and she took the baby with her. And I'm like, you can take them all with you. No. They want to be over here. I'm like, no. They need to be at their house, not if they got one.
Did he give you $1,000, sister?
You can get a glass out the dishwasher. Aww. They keep us young now, I will say that. But I'm not like I was when mine were younger. When mine were younger, I was a little, oh here, dear. Now I'm like, go ahead, sit down. Go on over there, have a seat. You can take that in there. Go have a seat, buddy, old pal. Um, but yeah. I couldn't. I don't know how some ladies wait till late in life to have one. I think it's a blessing whenever you could have one. But I know I could not. There would be no way I could go through. Oh, goodness gracious. No, I couldn't. So, but I adore them. I adore the grands. They're fun. They have their quirky personalities. Each one of them have their own personality, and they're just hilarious. They really are. They're a blessing. That's the one good thing I know is they are a blessing. My mother didn't get to see any of my children because, like I say on some of my lives, you hear me always talk about it. Lately, I've been thinking about her a great deal. And I do think that it's because I'm approaching my birthday. And so I think that's possibly why I've been thinking about her a lot lately. I've been talking about her a lot. So she died in 83 and she was only 35 at the time. And so, yeah, she never got a chance to see any of my children. That's mine. And now that they have online school, their work, unfortunately, they're just like people who go to college now. Their work's not due until like 6 o'clock. So they kick it. They're like, oh, I can get online and do my work. They're not in a standard type of school. They're in a virtual academy, which is good because they work at their own pace, which is even better. I think each child learns on their own. And because they learn at their own pace, I think that's the best way. I don't even think adults learn like everybody else learn. It's one thing to do the semantics of a problem, and it's another thing to know and understand why it goes the way it does. And I think a lot of adults learn. Um, I don't think that our pattern or our way we learn changes simply because our body grows and we become an adult. I've seen people that I've had to teach things to, and they get it on their own. They get it when they get it. And then when they get it, they got it. So I'm glad they're involved in a program now that gives them the opportunity to work at their own pace. And it's actually quite liberating. You have a boy or a girl grandbaby? Okay. I will pray for you. Trust me. Let me tell you. I don't know how old is the grandbaby. Is it a little bitty baby? Oh, three. Okay. Now, depending upon like the boys, and when I had, they're 8 and 9 now. But I potty trained them and the little one that she has because she left him with me for a few weeks. I was like, diapers cost how much? Yeah. I was like, they do what? I just made sure when he got up in the morning, I'll use a 3-year-old, for example, he just turned 3. When he would get up in the morning, I would take him directly, obviously, the same way we did our own kids, right? Put him on the pot and make sure that I, oh, you're a big boy, put his under things on him. And he really, really felt proud of himself. And so I potty trained that one because when she left him with me, I was like, oh, sister, no. I know you're going to get your stuff and come on back, but yeah, I'm going to have to help you out with this one because I'm saving a bundle. Those things are expensive. And the two boys, I did them in 1 week as well because it's just too much. I don't mind helping you, but I'm not spending all of that money on nothing that I'm throwing in the garbage. We got to take that part and put it in the toilet and wrap them up, put them in a baggie and put them out in the, oh no, I was done. So honey, when I say I understand, trust and believe, I totally get it. Dealing with home health care, you are a saint. You really are a saint, especially right now with everything everybody is, experiencing. Let's see, her father doesn't want to deal with her, so I took over as the co parent. She has some health issues that are allowed. Yeah. And that's what I notice a lot of babies are going through right now. She'll get it. She'll get it. You know what I mean? She probably has to feel comfortable around, you know what I mean? Sometimes they have to get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Babies pick up so much that the parents have experienced with them. Bless their hearts and bless the parents' heart too. But God bless that baby, how lucky she is to have you. I tell you, because thank God for you. Thank God for you. The time will pass. You know how it is. We had our kids, the time passed, and it's going to be the same way with the baby. It's going to pass, and she'll get better. Whatever the health challenge, she'll get better. Yes, he has blessed you, and I'm happy to know that. Yeah, it seems like as soon as we stretch our hand out to help somebody, even though we're just doing it out of the bottom of our heart and we're not doing it for anything, the blessings that we get oftentimes may not be monetary, but just in the feeling that we've reached our hand out to help somebody, just in the feeling that, the babies just make all the difference when they just come up and hug you. Oh, it just melts my heart. When she was a date. Oh, what kind of nurse was this? Girl, you ain't got to tell me what kind of nurse, because I remember when my son was 33 right now, he was in the hospital. He used to always have bad asthma attacks. And he went to the hospital. I took him to the hospital for an asthma attack, and the doctor was going to give him an epi. So while I was waiting for the nurse to come in, um, I was sitting there waiting, and the lady comes in, and she's got this really long needle. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, what's that? Who's that for? She goes, ma'am, please just let me do my job. I'm like, okay, I don't mind letting you do your job, ma'am. I said, but who is that needle for? That really long needle with something that looked like antifreeze in the tube. And she goes, it's for this baby. Um, isn't this the baby? Isn't this the child with spina bifida? I said, lady, if you don't turn around and get about this room, you gonna know something. I said, he most certainly is not the child with spina bifida. I mean, just imagine had I walked out the room to go get a beverage or something out of the vending machine and I come back and he's ruined forever because she thought this was the child that had spina bifida, right? That is, a way that a lot of people end up with defects, and people think that it's something going on with the child when no, it was just someone who did not know what they were doing. My goodness. So that poor baby, oh, one little mama. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man. That nurse would have been rolling around. I would have had to wear her out. Lawsuit, wear you out. But a lot of times they don't like to pay up the way that they should when they've done something wrong. Yeah, they have changed. Times have changed. That is so true. They really have, especially looking at what we're dealing with right now. My lamb. My lamb. This stuff's amazing. I just don't understand it. I really don't. We just have to keep our trust in God. That's all we can do. That's all we can do, Peaches. We can't, when you don't know what to do, just trust Him. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. When you don't know what to do, just give it all to Him. And He will take care of us. That is the truth. Well, what do they get off with that no having water thing? First, they put those shots in them, and then they don't want you to get a child no water. If we are majority water. They're telling me, oh, they'll be okay. I'm like, no, that's dehydrated. Then as soon as you get a little baby some water, you see how they be drinking it down? They be thirsty. You couldn't even do that to a puppy. You know that you bring a puppy to the house. You know your doggy has had puppies. You try not giving those puppies water. Child Peter be beating your dough down. Those people for the animal rights, they will beat your dough down. She didn't give the 6-month-old puppy, hadn't give the puppy water for 6 months. We all just told them folks not to get a baby water for 6 months. That's what they say. Don't give it any water. Babies don't need water. Now, I don't know who you are, but my baby's getting some water. And I just might put some Karo syrup in it just to keep them open. Old school stuff worked. 6 months and no alcohol. That's how you're supposed to dry it up. I know she does now. It's something else. Now that you mention that, I was telling my daughter a while back, with the second child, I was like, don't be listening to them people. They like to schedule their vacations around their birthing schedule. So they're going to tell you, oh, we're going to induce labor on this day. I'm like, induce labor? I told her, no, ma'am, you don't. The doctor said, she said that I needed it. And I said, honey, think about it. She's a salesperson. All right. She's going to get more money having to do a cesarean section, a C-section, than she would a just regular a vaginal birth. And the reason why she's doing this is letter A, she gets more money. B, she gets to schedule her life around when you young ladies are going to have your kids. Oh, no, I'm not. You do mean Jehovah's Witness, correct? What is a watchman? You mean like a watchman on the wall watchman? Like, I don't know. Come on, talk to me. What you mean, girl? I know I gotta hide these M&Ms or they're gonna see them. I eat like 2 or 3 at a time, but they'll see the bag, and this bag it'll last me 2-3 days. The same bag, they see it, it's gone. I have 2 little M&Ms here, 2 little M&Ms there. Gotta hide them. Oh, okay, let's see. Yes. One who is called by God to watch. Oh, yes. Yes. And sometimes it can be a burden because you really don't want to lay it on people too heavy at first. And because we can't speak to each person individually, you don't know at what level people are, so you don't want to just let it all out. But by the same token, it's incumbent upon us, those who are, to make sure that we tell everybody that it's time, it's beyond time, but for right this second, you still have that time. You know what I mean? You still got it. Right this second, you got the time to choose ye this day whom you will serve. Will it be God or will it be man? The choice is yours to do. Either one, you know what I'm saying? It is our choice. And like we said the other day, um, like we said the other day, well, I'm not sure if you were in the live, but we were talking specifically about getting our houses in order. Oh, and as far as gifts, we have multiple. Most of us have multiple gifts. You know what I'm saying? Um, and all of them are given by God. I believe that a lot of people have gifts that others say, "Oh, that's not right. They shouldn't be like that. No, don't believe that. Don't believe this." I truly and honestly believe that all things are given by God and they're for the edification of the body. What do you think? Do you think that's true? Do you have any gifts too? Oh, good. Well, I don't think any of us will ever have a full, per, I don't think we'll all have a full idea of what they are for a while. I really don't. I think that some of us have got so much stuff going on, which is why I think that if you look at it, people, I don't think we were created to do all the moving that walking in the spirit is very challenging, especially when we are looking at everything that goes on around us every day. And I think sometimes that's what slows those gifts down from becoming manifest in our daily lives, because we don't walk in the realm of faith at all times. We don't walk in the realm of the spirit at all times because we're easily distracted. And lately, these days, there are more things that distract us. Yeah, there's so many things that distract us that when we think that, people will get up in the morning, things will be going great. They get showered, they get their breakfast, they get their family off and off to school or whatever their situation is, and then they go on to the office. And as soon as you get in the car to go to work, you get distracted by somebody who honked at you and flipped you off, and all you were doing is driving down the road. And then you get to the job and you've got this and that. I think a lot of the distractions that we have right now in our lives are meant to separate us from the will of God, because the fact that we die daily to sin tells us that we got to be on watch all the time for everything around us. We can't really get so wrapped up to too many things that we just forget what the focus is. And the focus is love. I said that, I've been saying that lately for the past few days. It's just love. We have to love. We really do. We got to show love. We got to show love to the people who cuss us out. We really do. Because a lot of people these days, they don't understand. Everybody's moved by fear. Everybody, and fear is steeped in the, the obstacles of not knowing what's going to happen. So they're scared. They're scared to walk outside. They're scared to go to the stove, scared to go to the bank, scared to drive down the street. Everything is steeped in fear. And as long as you are steeped in fear, that poor little pineal gland just can't do nothing. It can't do a thing. So, have we got to the 40-minute mark? Because yes, we're at the 45-minute mark. So that way we can just go ahead and let's. I am learning to wait for God to protect me. Oh, that's so beautiful, Peaches. That is so beautiful. And that's the most humbling place to be, to know that you need his protection. And the best part is that you are waiting for him. That's so precious. That really is. That's a humble statement. That is a very humble statement. Good for you. Good for you. And you'll get there. You say you're learning. You'll get there. You'll know how because your heart is at a place where you want for him to lead you. Protection means he's leading you. No, no, you can't. You cannot. You cannot. You can't beat people down. You can't beat people down verbally. You cannot beat people down physically because at the end, the person who loses really is you. It's us when we are on the defense all the time and we are at that place. Some of us, pride takes over. Some of us, you just not gonna talk to me like that. And so when we get in that place, it's like we've lost it. And then when we lost it, you can't get that back. It's like the things you say that are bad, you can't take that back. Once we say something that's wrong, as soon as we do, the words out of our mouth go on forever. And that's the reason why even when you say something harmful, you ever notice how you might say something harmful to somebody and you feel bad about it afterwards? Yeah, them words will convict you. I have been on this journey since 2001. I grew up in an abusive home and I thought it was normal. Do you see what you just said? Girl, God got some blessings for you. He got some blessings for you because you've learned some lessons. You have gone through some problems. You've gone through some struggles and some trials. But all the while, Peaches, you were going through those things. He was forming and shaping you so that you would be able to deliver other people, that he would use you to deliver other people, women and young people who are hurting. He has put you in that position because of what you went through. You just said you thought that it was normal. Girl, that's half of the women in America right now. We go through things and we think that our behavior is right because there's been nobody else around us to tell us, no, that's not how life is. Do you see how lucky your grandbaby is? That's what I mean. You've got compassion. That's why she's so lucky. That's why she's so lucky. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. Good for you. Good for you. Since 2001. Whew, girl. Hmm. You talking tonight, girl. You are preaching tonight. No, you right. I got you. I knew what you were saying. But you preaching tonight. I can tell you that right now. Because we never get to realize it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we never realize what it is that we are doing to our own surroundings. We never realize what we're doing to our own surroundings sometimes. And that causes so much confusion. And when you say you pick up the mirror, yeah, because that's the person we got to change. It's ourselves. We can't change the people. We can't change nobody else, but we can definitely change ourselves and the way that we respond to the things that go on with us. Oh, to get to that perfect place of peace where we don't have to trip. You know what I mean? Where we get it and then that's it. Man, that's a beautiful testimony. You said you said a few powerful things, but those last two things where you say you've been on that journey, where you say you had to learn to trust him, learn to, you had fear, but you had to trust him for your protection. That's a beautiful thing. Hmm. Breaking generational curses from the family and those that I didn't realize I created myself is extremely difficult. Well, I'll tell you right now, you got half the battle beat down. You got half the battle beat because those are points that, like I said earlier, a lot of people don't realize that till they get old and it's too late. A lot of times, folks figure they always say that statement. That's just the way I am. Well, it's the way that you are, the way that we are, that prevents us from excelling and moving forward. When we just hold on and say that's just the way that we are, those are the things that prevent us from growing. And growth is so important. If we don't have personal growth, we can't be of any use to anybody else around us. We just can't. It's impossible. It's just impossible. You could, I love to use the adage, and a lot of other people have used it. I've heard as well. And people will make a mention of how it is when you're on an airplane where they say, hey, if the air in the cabin begins to go away, put on your mask first. And then if you have a baby or somebody else with you, then you administer and help them because you got to breathe first. You know what I mean? And when we don't realize that we have things that we have done to ourselves, relationships that we put ourselves in, even marriages that we've put ourselves in, a lot of things that we would like to blame on God sometimes. We'll say, well, God put this marriage, us together, and I'm not going to leave. I'm just going to stay there. But wait a minute now. Did God put you together? Because you're dealing with a lot of problems. And I just want to know, are you sure He put you together? Or did you put yourself in that situation? And then after you put yourself there, you trying to beg Him, God, should I stay? I need to stay to keep my marriage together. But then again, you did it. He didn't. And a lot of folks will say, well, yeah, but now you're in the covenant. Yeah, but if you're getting beat upside the head, or the man is going out beating you upside the head, sleeping with everything in a skirt, spending up all the money, kicking the dog and the kids when he comes in, I think you need to take yourself out of that circumstance and breathe a little bit. And you guys go to counseling or something to figure out this is what you're supposed to do. But to your point, the issue is not realizing that we did it to ourselves. And there is power in the tongue. There you go. Bingo. That's it. That's the key. You saw his compassion that he's shown towards you, and it's that love that you now can show towards others. That's why we can love those who are unlovable. That's why we can treat those who are mean and nasty to everybody with love because he loved us. And if we understand, hey, we wasn't the easiest chick to get along with, then it's easier for us to love others and to be patient with them. That's why God blessed that baby with you. That's why. That's why God blessed that little baby with you. That's the sweetest thing. Well, we're coming down to the 1 hour mark. I don't know what that's going to mean, but I tell you one thing. I know that I am really ready for this. Awe. You know what? Thank you, because talking to you really has given me encouragement, because for so long we look at our sisters in our community, and young, old, doesn't matter. And we want to believe that there's some women in our group of people who still get it, who are not hardened by the things that's happened to them in their lives, that give them that stereotype that says, oh, she's an angry, angry black woman or an angry woman or whatever. And you give me hope, because it's not often that you talk to people who have that type of compassion, who can learn, who learn from their own personal mistakes. You find everybody these days that are just into the I isms of it all, I, me, my. And they don't get it. They don't get that if you are on this planet and you have gone through any type of obstacles and you're still here, that you're still here for a purpose. You are still here for a purpose, and that purpose is to bless and help others. Anything you get is to really seek and save that which is lost. That is the reason, for example, for prosperity. Prosperity's purpose is to go out and seek and save those others that are lost, so that with the wealth of the word and the wealth of the love of God, you can pass that on to somebody else. You can pass that on. That's the purpose of prosperity. True prosperity is not monetary. True prosperity is being whole in your mind, understanding you were made by a creator to do his will in this earth realm, and then walking in that thing. That's prosperous. That's rich. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Charles Gilmore. We're trying to get them hours up, Charles. We trying to do it. I don't know. We hoping. But me and Peaches are sitting here just talking. And we're just saying that, sometimes in this world, we really have to understand that the purpose of us having a prosperous lifestyle, and that doesn't necessarily mean money. We were just saying that the purpose of having prosperity is so that you can seek out and save those other people who are lost, that need to be found, that need that light to be in their lives. You know, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. It's just, we just have to be able to lift other people up. And sometimes the most powerful people are the most broken, because by being broken, he can then fill you up. You understand what I'm saying? Whenever you are broken and whenever you are, uh, in your most lowest spot, and you call on him, man, I tell you one thing. That old phrase they used to say, he may not call when you want him, but he's right on time. Yeah, he is. And it's then that you are at your most powerful moment that you'll ever be in this physical body, because now you are filled up. That broken vessel is now filled up with the love of the Most High. That is a powerful thing, to be able to have the compassion and to be able to see things the way he sees them. You can begin to see people the way that he sees them. How some others say, I wouldn't even deal with him, or I wouldn't even deal with her. And you like, shh, wait a minute. Now let's listen to them. Let's hear them out. And then you listen to that. And that person actually pays attention to you then. And they're like, well, how come you so different? And then you can share the good news. Then you can share the good news, because they've looked at your life and they see that you're making a difference. And the way that we make that difference is by giving him to them. A lot of people want to beat folks down all upside the head, you know what I mean? But from a woman's perspective, from a woman's standpoint, we have to understand really that positionally, even though a lot of people think that the woman is the weakest vessel, we're weak in that we are submitted. Well, this is just my belief system, folks. But we are more in our femininity and in our ladylike isms. We're a lot more powerful than people know. People think that being submitted is weak. Do you realize that to be submitted is powerful? That is a powerful thing. Very powerful. And here's why. I'm going to read this little passage to you. This is one of the books that I've loved for years. I'm going to just open up anywhere here because this whole book is about being submitted. And it's one of my favorites. It's called Liberated Through Submission, God's Design for Freedom in All Relationships. I said something the other day, and it was that as we are submitted to those around us that we are to submit, it's because we're submitted to God first. And that means you know who you are. Being submitted means I know who I am. I am a consummate lady. Therefore, I can be submitted in this situation because I don't have to validate who I am. I can just walk in who I am. You see what I'm saying? You can just walk in who you are. And when you're walking in who you are, that's attractive because you are confident in Him that called you. You are confident in Him that made you, that created you. You are confident. That's a difference. And if you really look at it, if we are queens, imagine how queens behave. A queen stands there or sits there in a very dignified manner because she's a lady. She doesn't have to tell anybody that she's a queen. You already see it. She doesn't have to demand that people respect her because she's walking in her authority and walking in her position. I'm gonna start reading in a minute, but I gotta finish this, you guys. Because she starts to walk, because she walks in who she is and she behaves like a queen, it requires no conversation. People will automatically give her respect because they see she's a lady. So when a lot of people want to believe that being submitted is submission is a bad word, isn't it ironic that those very same people that are screaming about submission not being a good thing are the ones who always stay wrapped up in the middle and tangled up in the middle of mess? Think about that. That's right. A virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:10 through 31. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Listen, that woman is so virtuous that her husband is known at the gates because of who she is, because she's a lady. So there's no need. We got it twisted. We got it backed up. That yes, we're strong, but our strength is not for us to usurp it and usurp our authority. Usurp somebody else's authority. That's not the reason why we're strong. We're strong because we are a queen, and a virtuous woman, a queen, is supposed to have strength. But in as much as she has that strength, she still has to hold her husband up. She still has to hold the man that's in her life up. We do. That's who we are. And there's so many lies that are going around right now that are trying to turn us away from that. Now, say that right there. But anyway, this book that I like is Liberated Through Submission, P. Bunny Wilson. And I'm going to read this. It's called Principle Number 1. Submission is for everyone. She says, when speaking to groups, I usually observe some interesting body language when I first mention the word submission. The men relax and lean back in their chairs and smile. They are so grateful that a woman has appeared to set some things straight. The single people shrug their shoulders and then they stare out into space and start thinking about something they feel is relevant to them. And the married woman stiffens up, digs her nails into the palms of her hands, and grits her teeth. They are polite but resentful of being subjected to such an inapplicable and misdirected issue. It usually comes as a shock to most audiences when they learn that submission is for everyone. We are all called to submit. You see what I'm saying? Even at the job, Charles, even the boss or the supervisor got a boss or a supervisor, right? Everyone. And so it seems like, and I'll use our culture, the black culture. I'm going to use the black culture. The black culture of women, and I am a woman, and I am, considered what America considers black. But this is what I'm trying to say. We think that being submitted is weakness, and we were taught that by those who did not want us to stay in the place that God created us to stay in. Because as soon as you disrupt the ecosystem that God has created, then you got a problem in every other piece of your walk, of your life, of your relationship, of your family. As soon as you begin to step outside of the will of God, and this is me, not the passage, as soon as you begin to step outside of the will of God, that's when you notice your problems come up. That's when you notice that everything, you just can't handle it. Let's see, you said somewhere it says, in the end, good will be bad and bad will be good. That is so true. That is, yes. And that's where we are right now. People are being misled. Yes, that's exactly right, Peaches. It's the whole upside down world. It's like, well, where are we? Some days I just wake up and I look at the ceiling and I sit there and I pray, and then I get up and I say, Father, what is really going on in this world today? Everything that's right is wrong, and everything that's wrong is right. Left is right and right is left. Up is down and down is up. You know what I mean? It's like it's all mixed up. It's all mixed up. Some to God, and the word, you can't go. Amen. Submit to God in the word. Now I'm gonna go on ahead and say this part here, where she says that we have to submit to somebody. That's also what Charles just said. That we have to. We all are called to submit. Submitting yourselves to one another, and this is Liberated Through Submission by P. Bunny Wilson. Submitting yourselves to one another, Ephesians 5:21. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another, be clothed in humility, for God resisteth the proud, and he giveth grace to the humble. And that's 1 Peter 5:5. Now, if you think about that, why would he give all of this great stuff to the humble and the meek people? Because they can receive it. They can receive it. Mine too. So I'm in love with anything that has to do with what's right. Peaches, you better go to bed since that good eye getting blurry. But I'm about to get off here too. I'm glad you guys stay with me. We're trying to get these hours up, and yeah. And nobody's gonna see me in my PJs. I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen. So with that said, I appreciate you guys, but tomorrow when you guys are up, or later today, when you're up and about and you guys are going through your day, remember some of the things that we talked about when the devil comes to attack you to try to steal this word up out of y'all. Remember, you guys, all of us, we're going to remember this one thing, and that is we're not going to get mad. We're going to take a step back. We're going to breathe. We're going to think, and we're going to let him do what he needs to do, right? So you guys be blessed tonight. It is after that 1 hour mark, and I think that should be enough. But you guys take care. Charles, thank you. Thank you for sitting up with us tonight. I sure appreciate you. You have anything you want to add? You are so welcome. Thank you for being with me. Charles, do you have anything you want to say before I disconnect? Okay, Brother Gilmore is not in the room. All right, y'all. Now I'm really gone. Okay, take care. Ta-ta.